The great, proud people of Iran, I say tonight that the hour of your freedom is at hand. Stay sheltered. Don't leave your home. It's very dangerous outside. Bombs will be dropping everywhere. When we are finished, take over your government. It will be yours to take. This will be probably your only chance for generations. For many years, you have asked for America's help, but you never got it. No president was willing to do what I am willing to do tonight. Now you have a president who is giving you what you want. So let's see how you respond. America is backing you with overwhelming strength and devastating force. Now is the time to seize control of your destiny and to unleash the prosperous and glorious future that is close within your reach. This is the moment for action. Do not let it pass.
24-hour warning, listen.
I have a friend, former CIA officer, who was at the White House this morning talking to his friends, and he says that a decision has been made to attack Iran on Monday or Tuesday. The president yesterday gave the Iranians 10 days to accept our proposals for an end to their ballistic missile program, an end to their uranium enrichment program, an end to supporting groups in the Middle East like Hamas and Hezbollah and the Houthis. But he's done this before. Well, he'll give you 10 days, he'll give you 2 weeks, and then he'll just attack 2 days into it. He thinks that keeps people off balance.
According to the ex-CIA whistleblower, he has sources that said Donald Trump is going to strike Iran either Monday or Tuesday. It looks like we are closer to World War III than ever before. Personally, I feel like the end of time is near. Jesus is getting ready to return at any moment. So this is just a reminder, get closer to God. Make sure to share this information with as many people as possible and let them know the truth. World War III warning, listen.
It's massive buildup of U.S. military in the Middle East with the largest deployment of air and naval assets to the region. Fighter jets are there, also deployed to the area, and the world's most advanced aircraft carrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford, is on the way there. So again, the largest that we've seen since the Iraq War. Axios, Air and Naval. Axios is reporting White House envoy Steve Witkoff says the Trump administration wants an Iran nuclear deal that will remain in effect indefinitely.
Trump has sent the most military to the Middle East since 2003. We do have reports that the U.S. is not satisfied with negotiating with Iran. And the scariest part is Iran came out and said they are ready for war. In my opinion, I believe Iran doesn't respect the US and believes they're not going to attack. Trump at this point has no choice but to strike and gain respect from them. That's the only way I see Iran giving in. Make sure to share this information with as many people as possible. Let them know the truth. The end of time is here.
Seeks to kill. The lives of courageous American heroes may be lost, and we may have casualties. That often happens in war. But we're doing this not for now. We're doing this for the future, and it is a noble mission. We pray for every service member as they selflessly risk their lives to ensure that Americans and our children will never be threatened by a nuclear-armed Iran.
زندگی برای اونها تلخ خواهد شد بدون تردید. فکر نکنند که زدند و تمام شد. نه. کار رو اونها شروع کردند و جنگ به راه انداختند. ما به اونها اجازه نخواهیم داد که از این جنایت بزرگی که انجام دادند خودشون رو سالم خلاص کنن.
All right. Shalom, shalom. Keepers of sheep. Brother Kashah back with another lesson. Lord's will, this video is edifying. Alright, before we begin, I'll let the first start off by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect, beginning with the 144,000. Alright, and today's lesson will be titled, But War Was in His Heart, right? And as you can see, today's lesson is inspired by a few clips played at the beginning of the video. But of course, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashmi Yahweh Shai, this lesson wouldn't be possible, right? So, of course, I'm pretty sure everyone has seen the updates of the war in the Middle East. And you have where the U.S. bombed Iran, and U.S. and the state of Israel, all right, the Small Hats, they teamed together, they came together to send missiles, all right, upon Iran. And of course, Iran has seek retaliation, all right. But new update, you know, I was gonna do this lesson earlier, but maybe it's a good thing I held off, because now the Iran leader, right, has been confirmed dead, right? The Iran supreme leader, I'm not sure his name, right, but he's been confirmed dead through these strikes. And Ali Khamenei, I know I'm pronouncing that wrong, but he's been pronounced dead, all right, following these airstrikes, right? So, hey man, these devils, they love war, okay? And this is just the beginning, but now it's no turning back, right? Now, because, you know, of course, you know, Trump made it seem like, you know, they made proposals for peace, all right, but there was never gonna be any peace, okay? These devils, all right, they're smooth with their words, all right? They're deceiving, all right? They're cunning, all right? Because you have to remember, this devil was a cunning hunter, all right? Esau Edom, and he told us that in the book of Genesis, all right? So he knows how to counter, all right, his prey, all right? So these attacks you see have been countered, all right? They were already planned, all right, maybe before this year, right? They have events planned for certain, you know, certain times, right? The timing has to be right, all right? So, you know, we don't believe the hype of, you know, that you know, this is all for peace. This is all for a better future. No, this is all for them and their NWO, right? And they're making you they're not giving you the choice to get down, okay? They're coming in, taking what they want, all right, and setting up their order, okay? And you know, Trump also mentioned that there should be many casualties of those of so-called American heroes, right? So basically, they're also planning another T attack, another 9/11, right? So, you know, these devils have a playbook, okay, and they're making plays, right? So, just a couple precepts. Once again, and Lord will, this video is edifying. And I will start in the book of Psalms, all right, that inspired the title of this lesson, 55 and 21, right? And it reads, matter of fact, I might have started 20, gosh. Yeah, I started verse 20. It says, he hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. He hath broken his covenant, All right, these devils, every peace treaty dealing with these small hatters, because there's been many times they set up peace treaties. I think it was one earlier this year or late last year. They had a peace treaty set up, and of course they did what? They broke it. All right, they broke it in I think it was weeks. Probably wasn't in a month, and it was already broken. All right, so this is talking about the wicked. All right, the wicked of Esau. Esau, Edom, so-called white man. He hath put forth his hands against such as be at peace with him. All right, because many of these countries, they don't want a problem. Really, they don't. All right, they don't. They just want to live off the resources of their land. All right, and establish their order. But of course, you have the wicked who is bloodthirsty. All right, they want all resources, all land, all people, they want everything to themselves. Okay. It says he hath put forth his hands against such as be it with peace with him. He hath broken his covenant. All right. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right. And what's the modern day sword? All right. The gun. All right. And this devil, he sets up military bases all over the world. All right, he tells you, okay, we're coming in to, set up. Salakia. Yeah, this devil, he doesn't establish peace. He establishes war. All right, everywhere you go, he oppresses people. All right, lands. All right, and he oppresses the whole earth ultimately. Okay, he says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. All right, but war was in his heart. Man, you can't believe what he say. All right, because the devil will say anything. All right, to keep you blind from the fact that he's the devil. All right, deception. All right, the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. Roughly paraphrasing. All right, meaning he set himself up to be the so-called righteous, if you will, or the so-called innocent, if you will. But ultimately, he's the devil. He's the devil the Bible speaks of, right? All right, next precept. And I want to grab this in Isaiah 2 and 4 just to prove that, these are not the people in the land, because in the time of the kingdom of heaven, all right, and when we are back in our land, all right, as the righteous people, all right, as the people of the Lord, there will be no more war. All right. Isaiah 2 and 4 says, and he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. Right. So in the time to come, there will be no more wars. There will be no more weapons. All right. No more weapons of mass destruction. And following that precept, I want to grab Matthew 24, and I start at verse 6. All right. It says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So this is not the end yet. All right. We've been hearing of wars for the last 5 years, I say. Maybe longer than that. All right, but now we're seeing more action behind them, but this is not the end yet. Okay, for 7, for a nation shall rise against nation. So that's what we're seeing. Nation rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrow. So we're seeing the beginning of sorrows, because why? Many people are about to lose their lives. Many people going to Iran, to the Middle East, are not coming back. All right, and there will be a draft to call for younger men, all right, to go and fight in this devil's war, man. All right, ultimately, these are sacrifices, all right, for the elite, for the wicked elite, all right, to the devil. They're sacrificing your children, okay. And I'm pretty sure, things here are gonna take a turn also, all right, because these devils are not even, dealing with the other nations, all right, especially with the Ishmaelites, right? Ishmael. They're preparing. All right, this things about to ramp up, not just in the east, but also in the west. Okay, we can expect more T attacks. All right, we can expect more threats in the hostile environment, even in the west, here in America. Babylon the Great, right? Joel 3, right? Verse 2, it says, I will also gather all nations and will bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land. So ultimately the Lord is doing a gathering. All right, he's gathering all these nations, all right, to get ready for what? The World War III. That way he can destroy them all right, at once, and show himself to be king, which he is, right? Isaiah 13:4, it says, the noise of the multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh host muster the host of the battle. Right, so this is of the Lord's doing, man. Okay, yeah, the Lord is ultimately illustrating and orchestrating the events we see. All right, concerning World War III. All right, he did it every time, every war. All right, but this is going to be the war to end all wars, because why? He's ultimately going to intervene in this war. All right, the war is going to turn from being about them, all right, to being against the Lord ultimately. All right, against his angels, him and the angels of the Lord. So Revelation 11:14, all right, to close out, it says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. All right, we've seen the first and second woe, all right, world wars, and with the third world war is yet to come. All right, but it's soon to come. So with that, once again, Lord, this video was edifying. I pray. Until next time, I'd like to close out by giving all praise, all honor, and all glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, Shalom, and Shalom to the hopeful elect.